from Ozark Fiber Studios, bright and warm, he's bringing in a brand new morn. On Lebanon, now your hometown friend, where the stories start and the mornings begin.
It's Millsap in the Morning on the 8th day of July, and we're live in the Ozark Fiber Studios in downtown Lebanon. Be sure to like us on Facebook and YouTube, and don't forget you can drop comments to us about the show. You can also get Millsap in the Morning on Spotify.
Yes, on Spotify, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook. We have a new website being built, which will be out this week, which you'll be able to find your whole page there.
There you go. Here in Lebanon, we believe local matters, and that includes your internet. Ozark Fiber is a Missouri-based company bringing high-speed fiber net internet to our community. That means faster speeds, reliable connections, and support from people who actually live and work right here. Experience the difference with Ozark Fiber. Not fiber. And check your availability at ozarkfiber.com. Well, look who's in here. It's Ryan Shearer. We actually had Don Mayhew, who is running for the state Senate seat, scheduled for today, but he is a no-show. This is the second time that he's no-showed at an event that I've been involved in, so I don't know to take that personally or what, but he didn't show when...
Don, call me.
Yeah, well, Don call Ryan, don't call me. So that's how that'll go.
So, you get me today.
Yeah, so, it's interesting that, in some of the text messages I went back to, one of the first things he asked me if, I scheduled it for 10, and then I contacted him and said, let's do it at 9, and he wouldn't know if he's the first candidate that was going to be interviewed. And and I told him no. So you have that opportunity to watch what the other candidates say. But, you get in these political races, you got to manage your time.
Yeah.
And you've got to show for these interviews. So here's what we're going to do. Don Mayhew's not here, but Ryan Shearer's here. Sarah is running the controls over there. And she can jump in here anytime she wants to, except she doesn't have a microphone over there. She can just yell really loud.
She can, yes.
So here's what's coming up in Millsap in the Morning. Next Wednesday, Leclerc County Presiding Commissioner Randy Angst will be here. And I know he's going to be here.
Yes, that is pretty confirmed.
Yes, we will discuss little county business, but the bulk of the show will address his concerns about proposed Amendment 5 that is on the ballot in August. That amendment is about the income tax that would be replaced by an expanded sales tax. And really, if you kind of look at the comments going on in social media, I think I mentioned this last week maybe or a couple of weeks ago, that seems to be the hot button issue that is going on.
Yes.
And a lot of discord about that, I think, and exactly where that will go. And we're going to talk to Randy Angst next week about that. And then 2 weeks from today, we'll start our coverage of the Republican primary race for state representative in District 142. That seat held by Jeff Knight. He term limited out. And our next guest in a couple of weeks will be Royce Tuck, who is running for that position. And then we'll wrap up, look at our contested races on July 29th when Dr. Jeff Brown will be our guest. He is running for that district seat in 142 as well. Then don't forget on election night, August 4th, Taylor Howe will join me here at Lebanon now for election night coverage. That coverage will start around 7 p.m. Again, live coverage with our focus on the Senate seat in District 16 and the House seat in 142. Not done after August, by the way. You think, we'll be done with politics. No, not quite. Then it's on to the November election. There is a Democrat running in 141 against Melissa Schmidt. He's out of Mountain Grove. And then former Lebanon Mayor Josh Ray, who had a very short stint as mayor before he resigned, is running as a Democrat in District 142. So whoever wins the district race in 142 between Jeff Brown and Royce Tuck will take on Josh Ray for that seat. And then the Senate candidates that are running will have opposition in November as the Democrats have a candidate running. She's out of Richland. So whoever wins that race between Hannah Kelly and Don Mayhew and And Hardwick will have that. Bill Hardwick will have that opportunity to run into November. It's a long time, and that and nationally, of course, you have a lot of the midterm elections, very important midterms coming up in November as well. So we'll be here to cover all of that in the August primary. Then we will go on and be ready to cover all that in November. We had the April elections on here. Back in April with the school board elections and city council elections, and that I thought went pretty well.
The only thing that did not go well, and I'm chastising people out there, is we had 2,100 voters show up, I think, for the entire election. And we understand it's a school board, and, we understand why it could be truncated some, but we had 30,000 people watch the coverage. So we would like to see those numbers get a little closer.
Well, April elections don't draw a lot of people. And the primaries usually draw hardcore voters because you're voting for your party's representation. I think a lot of times we miss this idea, and some candidates will run as if not by the party line, thinking that's they want to be different or independent.
Yes.
Which is a mistake because you're running to represent the party in the November election, and so those are interesting concepts sometimes in running political races, especially when you head up in August. But we've given people the opportunity, I think, to meet some of the candidates. Some candidates that are coming up. Hannah Kelly and was able to take advantage of that, as Bill Hardwick was able to take advantage of that, and Don Mayhew didn't take advantage of that. Right. And so I think that it's important for people to listen to people. I think it's important too for folks to know the process of this show is you sit here and you don't know what the questions are.
No, and that's one of the biggest things being the producer of this show is that you book some people, I book some people, and that's fine. And everybody always circumvents and messages me and goes, "Can I get the questions?" And I'm like, I don't. It's my show. I own the studio. I produce the show, and I don't even have the questions, sir.
Yeah, and a lot of times, and I've said this while the show's going on, I'll have some set questions that I may ask somebody, but a lot of times a candidate or a person that I'm interviewed, doesn't even have to be a candidate for a political office, is I let them take me down a path, and then I ask questions based on what they've talked about. So, I think all the people that we've had on the show have done a really good job of just kind of going with that and been very honest. And I think when they don't know what the questions are, you get that real honest opinion from them or view from them, especially from the political side of things. But even the guests that we've had that have been non-political, I think they've had a lot of fun on the show just to sit down and talk.
I think it turns into more of a conversation than an interview. A lot of the programming we did here at Lebanon Now was an interview, and we'd supply questions. And one of the things that I found out through my career of doing interviews, it was whenever you supply questions, people bring notebooks of answers, and you get whatever they pre-prepared, or they forget what they pre-prepared, and they get lost. But when you sit down with somebody and just walk up and say, "Let's talk," I think you get more authentic answers. You get more authentic communication. And I think people can tell that out in the audience.
Yeah, I think so. I think that comes across. And I've had a lot of people stop me and tell me how much they enjoyed some of the interviews that we've had, because it's just, they get to see the side of people that they don't usually get to see, and people that they hear about in the community and get to see them in interview, whether it's been on the Millsap In The Morning show, or if it's been when we were doing In The Box.
Yes.
Which was kind of a prolonged interview of kind of sitting down and talking to people.
And those did really, really well, because realistically, on the formats that we use on the internet, especially Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you don't want to go that long. That is a big faux pas in this production. But all of those interviews got tens of thousands of views, and the retention rate on there was great. So, that just shows the quality of when you sit down with people and you get a real conversation going. I think that's what people are after, is just that reality.
We will come back with more Millsap in the Morning. Ryan Shear is with us. Sarah Hampton is with us. She's over there right in the corner running the show, and we'll be back to talk about what's going on in Lebanon in the next few weeks and what's been going on in Lebanon the last couple of weeks. Back after this.
I'm Jeremy Goforth.
And I'm Holly Goforth, and we're with Legacy Homes. So this house sits in Legacy Trails. This is a 68-acre subdivision that sits right next to Ashley Park. Approximately 127 lots that we will be building on. What's unique about this subdivision is that we're connecting Ashley Park's trails into our subdivision that will go through our subdivision and connect back to the park.
The Legacy Trails, we have all kinds of homes. The minimum is 1,500 square foot, high efficiency, new construction homes. If you're interested in this house or any other home in Legacy Trails, we have 10 house plans available. Contact Legacy Homes at
417-718-1962 or 417-718-2051, and don't forget to look us up on Facebook.
Bright and warm, he's bringing in the brand new morn. On Lebanon, now your hometown friend, where the story starts.
You know, it's supposed to be hot today. Anybody surprised by that? It's July.
No.
Supposed to be up around 89 and humid today. Anybody surprised by that?
No.
It's 80 degrees right now here in Lebanon. A lot of things have been going on. A really good 4th of July weekend here in Lebanon. Friday night, an event downtown. And then Saturday, they had the fireworks over at the airport. And then the fair started on Saturday as well. I think last week I said it would start on Sunday, but it started on Saturday. And the fair is in full swing. You were downtown. What did you think of the downtown event on Friday night?
I loved it. When we had the Lebanon Art Contest down there, and we got to give away $500 in prizes for artwork, which was really, really cool. It was a little hot on the gravel, but I talked to Dawson Hall a little bit while they were getting set up, and they enjoyed it. I'm going to guess anywhere between 750 and 1,000 people showed up downtown for it. That number's probably a little off as people ventured in and out, and I was bouncing all over. But I thought it was a good quality event. I seen a lot of families out there, and people could actually come down and hang out downtown and not spend any money.
And we came down and stayed a while, and they read the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution. Had a number of people in the community that stepped up to do that reading. They had food trucks. They were just across the railroad tracks, and so they it was. I think it was a nice event, and I think it was great for Lebanon to at least try some things to get people together on the 4th of July and to celebrate our 250th anniversary. We talked about this with Taylor Howe last week. That I can remember I was 16 or 15 when they had the bicentennial in 1976, and everything was red, white, and blue for a year. I mean, it was a lot of celebration. The flame that by the way, there at the high school, that's the flame of hope. Everybody thinks it's a cobra, but it is
my entire life until
people. You come from Lebanon Cobras. No, we're the Yellow Jackets. Well, you have a snake out front. It's not a snake. That was part of the bicentennial. The track there was named. I think was called the Century 3 track, I believe, but. The Flame of Hope was part of that celebration and stuff. And
I just missed that by a couple years. I wasn't alive yet.
Well, I was, and
I wanted to point that out.
And almost in full swing at the age of 15. Turned 16 at the end of the.
I think my parents were that age.
Well, there you go, and. But anyway, and then the fair is going on, and I know you guys have been out at the fair. I haven't had a chance. I was there Sunday afternoon setting some stuff up, and the fair's a lot of fun for people. I'll be out there tomorrow night, by the way. I will be there tomorrow night at the Rotary concession stand. So come by.
I was just going to shout them out. I ate a little bit of food from there last night, and ribeye sandwich and pork tenderloin sandwich.
Yeah.
They're in the Legacy building. Great group of people. I'm a Rotarian. You're a Rotarian.
All God's little people are Rotarians.
Yes,
there you
yes. But they do great. They're right in the Legacy Center. I got to interview Ryan Rash last night, which is a world-renowned livestock judge, which is judging our competition this year. We had some drag races. We have a circus this year at the fair. Got to go enjoy that. It was very good. They do shows at 7 and 9. It's about a 25 minute show. They got fire and acrobats and stuff like that. And took our kids last night. They had a lot of fun riding the rides and doing the thing. It's solid. I know a lot of people online like to say, I like this, but it's a good, solid, fair, and fun time.
I would say among the county fairs that I've gone to, it's as good as any county fair. Now, the Ozark Empire Fair is a little bit bigger. Obviously, the state fair is a little bit bigger. But really, for a county fair, this is one of the biggest in the state and one of the longest running county fairs in the state of Missouri. And it is a lot of fun out there. And so I'll be out there. You can come by and see me at the Rotary concession stand and get you a steak sandwich or the pork tenderloin.
If you're not going to do that, there is a booth that has a foot-long flaming hot Cheeto encrusted corn dog.
No, there you go.
So I'll buy you one.
Will you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think last year my job at the Rotary concession stand, my job was putting together the hot dogs, and I got to tell you, I was pretty good at that. And I'm hoping possibly to get promoted this year and be able to be the guy that puts the steak sandwiches together. That's kind of the high part.
Yeah.
Now, I get to be an assistant cook a couple of years ago, but I got demoted back to hot dog guy this last year.
Unfortunately, I've not worked a fair event for Rotary because I'm always covering things and I'm always out doing things with the fair and stuff. So I haven't got to work that event, but I have stopped in, taking a lot of pictures because I am at the fair quite a bit. Senior Day was at the fair yesterday.
Yeah, in a big crowd. And in fact, talked to my wife, Tammy, who worked one of the booths there, the Republican Central Committee booth, and she said it was bigger than it was a year ago. Mm-hmm. COVID really slammed that thing, and it's taken a little bit to recover, but kudos to Garner and Smith Insurance to help put all that together, and I know they're good sponsors of Lebanon Now, and that senior fair was a big deal. I saw a lot of pictures, a lot of booths, and some of the booths really kind of stepped up and really nice.
Yeah, Jeremy did tell me this is the first year they had to cut it off, that they were full. They literally had to go, okay, no more booths. We can't do this. Our booth is giant, so we had to go in there late stage and figure out where to put it. And yeah, you're seeing back in marketing days, I get to do a lot of conventions and a lot of stuff, and you're starting to see better setups, people putting me into it, and understanding the value of this. And that place was packed all day long. Like there wasn't, of course, when they started throwing bingo games and stuff like that, traffic to your table got a little slower, but just the people that come out and just to see the support for seniors of our community. Shout out to Hughes Senior Center. We do a lot of work with them, and just embracing that part of our community. It's good to see that.
You're talking about getting people to your booth.
Yeah.
The secret of the senior fair of getting people to your booth is having candy, which I've always thought was interesting because all the seniors who are diabetic are getting there to get their candy. And here's the evolution of the senior fair. When I started going to the senior fair and I was doing as sheriff, I think it was the year before I became sheriff, I even went there to give a program about senior scams and scams on elderly. I was not a senior, but I have graduated now I'm a participant of the.
Go up, Frederick.
And I'm actually at the age of now going around and finding the candy at the senior fair.
So I told this story. I think it was Hughes Senior Center. I got my first senior discount the other day.
Yeah.
So I was in, I'll just call them out, Walgreens. The lady was incredibly nice. I mean, she did make me not sleep for a couple of days, but I come in there and she's like, hey, are you in your 60s? And I'm like, no. And she goes, how about 50s? And I'm like, not quite. And she goes, well, I'm going to give it to you anyway. Here's your senior discounts. Here's 60 cents off of something. And I'm like, thanks. And I just kind of like Eeyore walked to the car.
Yeah, I just, here's my deal. I'm certainly willing to take my senior discount. I just hate it now. I go to a lot of ball games.
Yeah.
And so the seniors always get either in free, which is not a bad gig at all, or it's a reduced price. I just hate the fact they no longer ask.
Right.
Right. It's just they look at me and go, "You're free." Well, how do you know I'm free? I mean, really? I mean, you're 16. What do you know?
Right. Well, I look like a senior to them. And that's the reason why I trim my beard down. Cause I had this big giant beard and it just kept going from white and white and more white. And I kept getting mistakes. And I'm like, let me just trim that down. And it was probably not too long after I trimmed it down that happened. And I'm like, there's nothing I can do.
Well, Don Mayhew was supposed to be our guest. Instead, I've got Ryan Shear, and the whole part of the show is just talking about nothing.
Yeah, and I'm not running for anything. And if you look at my physique, I don't run at all. So
there you go. Hey, we'll be back with more Millsap in the Morning right after this.
What's misunderstood is people think it's for, lazy people or quitters.
It's absolutely not.
What surprises most people about disability cases?
How long it takes, how difficult it is to win the claim, how much treatment is required to win a claim. All of those things surprise clients.
Can somebody be denied if they're genuinely sick or hurt?
Yes, they can. It's very common, especially around here. I have people that are extremely disabled that have never sought medical treatment. Almost all those claimants are denied, especially at initial application.
What advice would you give someone that's scared to apply?
To pick up the phone and call me. I can, talk to you about the whole process. I can tell you types of treatment to get before you apply. I can tell you basically how to apply. You can come into my office. We can fill out the application together and schedule the appointment with the Social Security Administration. There is no need to be nervous. We offer free consultations.
Call Deputy Mizell at 877-532-2191. Free consultations, day, evening, or weekend. Get the disability benefit that is owed to you.
Studios, bright and warm. He's bringing in the brand new morn. On Lebanon, now your hometown friend, where the story starts.
So we kicked Ryan Shear out of
what's
the
missing?
guest seat. Don Mayhew was supposed to be our guest. He was a no-show, and Ryan came in and did a few minutes, and now Sarah Hampton is here.
Yay!
Much better, much better. We're just getting better and better getting guests on the show. By not having somebody show up, we just book ourselves.
That's right.
So Sarah's with Lebanon Now, and you do a couple of shows on Lebanon Now. So what
do.
shows are you doing?
I do the Hughes News every week with the Hughes Senior Center, which is literally my favorite.
Yeah, why is that?
Everybody's so friendly.
Yeah.
I've been up there and sang a couple times with Monty Luke.
I saw that, and you did I think a Kid Rock song, and did you do the picture? I think that's one of my favorite songs, by the way. That's Kid Rock and
Sheryl Crow.
Sheryl Crow. Here's my Sheryl Crow story. My field training officer at the Springfield Police Department graduated from high school. Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow's mother was his kindergarten teacher.
Oh, wow.
In Kennett, Missouri. How about that?
I love her. I've been listening to her my entire life and seen her a couple times live.
Did you know she was a teacher down in Kennett?
I did, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I thought you were really good.
Thank you. That and Loretta Lynn.
You're a Loretta Lynn fan.
I sang Coal Miner's Daughter and You Ain't Woman Enough. And
You want to do a little Coal Miner's Daughter here?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
So I had an event one time that I was going to speak at, and I was afraid there wouldn't be anybody show. Ended up, we had about 250, 300 people there. But you know how that fear is that you're going to. So I had a lady come up, and I'm telling her, man, I'm afraid nobody's going to show up to this gig. And she said, well, you have to be like Loretta Lynn. And I go, what? And she goes, you need to be like Loretta Lynn. And she goes, one time I went to a show. She came out. There was hardly anybody there because the promoter failed to promote the show. She came out, apologized, and she said, and there was only a very few people there for somebody that would, have 15, 20,000 people show up for a show. And she said, well, I'm going to put on a show. And so for the next hour and a half, put on the show like she would if there had been 15,000 people. So she looked at me and said, no matter how many people show up, you have to play like you're Loretta Lynn.
Yep. I love that. I love her.
What do you like about Loretta Lynn?
So funny enough, I grew up watching the movie Coal Miner's Daughter.
Yeah.
I've probably seen it 50 times. And I feel like she was young and hardworking and never gave up. And she just really spoke her truth and sang about her life. And it's what made her who she is. I love it. Really
Talented as a songwriter, and went to Nashville, and she had kind of a little bit of some relationship with to the Ozarks. She sang on the television show. She was the girl singers they used it for the Wilburn brothers, who are from Hardy, Arkansas, which is probably 2.5 hours south of Lebanon. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
See, the things you learn on Millsap In The Morning is just
endless.
Is endless. It really is endless and stuff. And what other shows are you doing on? We get off Loretta.
I do Pet of the Week with Claws and Paws.
Yeah.
I've been doing all the girl power stuff. We've done a lot of interviews with local women, business women, inspirational women. We like to go and do the delivering joy once a week and just kind of show up and randomly surprise somebody with gifts that has been through a hardship or is a fabulous human being and gives but never gets anything in return.
I've not got that prize yet.
It's all girls.
Oh, it's all girls.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
So you'll have to nominate your wife.
I guess I'm not. She probably said I went through a lot of hardship. I've been with them since high school. Yeah. So there you go. One of the things she said to me, I thought was really interesting one day. That you were downtown and somebody, people are starting to recognize you because of the stuff you're doing.
Yeah.
How did you get your own little fan club?
I do. It's weird. And now I'm on a billboard. So everybody kind of gives me a bit of I guess they poke fun at me for having a billboard. My best friend drove by the other day and her dad's like, and to the left, you're going to find your best friend on a billboard.
So you're becoming very popular. You got your own fan club. You got a billboard, and
I suppose
the best I've got is I have a radio show. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me tell you about that. I've got a radio show. I did this last time that Ryan was here and we had to fill time. We talked about the fact that I have the most popular radio show in Lebanon between 9 and 1 on KTTK.
Awesome.
Yeah. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
See, it's so anyway, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays on KTTK from 9 to 1. The number one gospel radio show in Lebanon.
So people need to turn on the radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
90.7. By the way, it's the only gospel radio show in Lebanon between those times. But
it's the best and the biggest and
that is
the one to listen to.
It is the one to listen to and all that. So you've been with Ryan down at the fair. What did you think of the fair?
It was my first time at the fair.
Really?
Yep, because I only lived here a couple years.
Yeah.
My son's birthday is today, so we took the kids last night. And
well, happy birthday to the son. How old is he?
13.
Really?
Yep. I had to cry about it a little bit this morning. It's hard.
Well, he's turned 13. You're going to do a lot more crying.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I grew up in Ozark, so I never really felt like a city girl, but going to the fair last night was totally different than I've ever experienced. We sat and watched the whole hog show.
Yeah.
And I know that they are bred and made for specific reasons, but they were so cute. They were so cute.
The children showing or the pigs?
Both.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to check.
Some of the children showing, there was this boy that had on this bright pink jacket, and everyone was sparkly, and they were fabulous. And the pigs were really cute.
One of my great nieces was showing her pig, Piper and her pig, which I'm thinking it would be a great storybook, Piper and the Pig.
It would be for sure.
But she was out there. The kids put a lot of work and effort in those show animals. I don't think that the audience has never been around that understand the time that they put in for those show animals, and it's a lot of work, and it's almost like. I'm a big sports guy. It's almost like playing a sport. I mean, you've got to really be into that and stuff. But they do a good job with that.
And it was hot.
Yeah.
So to have them all dressed up in their best attire, I can imagine how hot and tired they were by the end of the evening.
You know why it's hot?
Because it's summer.
It's still hot. Yeah. That goes back to the weather forecast. But the fairs, and then I think it's Thursday night. Tomorrow night is when they have the sale of the animals and stuff, and the kids make a lot of money. A couple of years ago, I get this, one of the pigs that sold brought $70,000.
We're in the wrong business.
Yeah. So
I could raise a pig.
Yeah, exactly. That's expensive bacon right there.
No kidding. Right. I bet it's delicious, though.
For $70,000, it'd have to be really, really delicious and stuff.
And you guys are going to be out there for Rotary.
Yeah.
Well, I have recently become an optimist.
Really?
Yep. I was accepted this last week. So I will be out Saturday evening working as an optimist in the fair.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
They run the gate at the fair, and I am the former president and lieutenant governor of Optimist. Back in the 80s, I was president of Optimist, I think 1986, somewhere around in there, and then was lieutenant governor of Optimist. And the Optimists have they're trying to grow their club. At one time, it was the second largest civic group in Lebanon.
Yeah.
And their primary focus back in the day was Babe Ruth baseball, and the Optimist Club was the group that brought the Babe Ruth World Series to Lebanon.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I didn't know that either.
It's got a great history in Lebanon, it's the Optimist Club. I think we got one more break we got to play, don't we?
Yeah, let's take
They
it.
said, let's do you. What, are you done talking? We're going to come back.
Not at all.
All right. We'll be back with more Millsap in the Morning right after this.
Scott's Event Rentals. 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 Scott's bringing in the brand new morn on Lebanon. Now your hometown friend, where the stories start.
Sarah Hampton is with us now on Millsap in the Morning. She's kind of doing a little jig over there with Millsap in the Morning things.
Yeah, singing it every Wednesday, all day long.
All day long. It's such a catchy tune. I'm headed to Nashville and here in a little bit, and I'm thinking that I'm going to take this and see if I can get somebody to record that. Maybe,
Heck yeah.
Crystal Gale, Loretta Lynn's sister. Maybe I could go meet with Crystal and see if she would record Millsap in the Morning. Maybe I could get her to be a guest.
No kidding.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Tell her come on back.
Yeah.
Or just record there and send it to us.
I could do that. So, well, what's on tap? What's on tap for the Lebanon Now for the rest of the week? Or you're going to be back out at the fair for that? You're going to work the optimist because you are what? Internally optimistic?
Toxically optimistic.
Oh, there you go.
Everything's great. It's all wonderful. It's fabulous. It's all going to be okay. So, I am now an optimist and we'll be there Saturday evening at the gate.
All right. That'll be a lot of fun. That'll wrap up the fair, by the way, on Saturday. So, Ryan wants you to mention something.
Good morning, Lebanon. City we are.
Okay.
All right.
The city will be on Good Morning Lebanon for Friday.
Okay.
I believe Jared
and Troy.
Ooh, so we have Mayor Carr and Troy, our city
okay.
administrator, that will be on Friday on Good Morning Lebanon, live at 9 a.m.
There you go. And you know what? If they don't show, like my guest didn't show today,
we got
this
it.
is Don Mayhew, not showing. Since he didn't show and you did, you could fill in for the mayor if you had to.
I could.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does, but I could figure it out. I'm sure in that really quick 15-minute time
I
spot.
bet you could do that. All right. Now coming up next week is the presiding commissioner of Laclede County, Randy Inks. We'll talk to him about county business. We're really going to talk about Amendment 5 and his view of that topic. And then the week after that, Royce Tuck will be here, who's running for